What is going on, everybody? I am back with another Prizepicks WNBA player props video. This one going to be breaking it down, giving you guys my first 6-pick flex for the WNBA here tonight. Breaking down the process, same exact process that went into this 6-pick flex that we were able to cash in over in the VIP last night. Myself and the VIP members cashing in. Ariel Atkins under points, DeWanna Bonner over points, the Alyssa Thomas under fantasy score, the Kalia Copper under fantasy score. As the over fantasy score, and Brianna Stewart over 9.5 rebounds was the magic last night to make that 6-pick flex come together and have us all cash in, guys. Got to give some shout outs before we get into the breakdown today. But I will be giving you the exact slip that I already locked in. Like I said, the exact slip that I sent in here for free. Been traveling, so haven't quite been able to get as much free content out, but we're constantly grinding over in the VIP. If you have not joined, guys, once again, you got to get in there, man, because I'm in there every single day. When I'm traveling, doesn't matter. So cash out, cashing in 25 into 625 here for Eros 846. Goes to Crowley, rocking with the 2-pick, 5 into 15. We had Riddicks cashing in the same thing. He said he cashed in for 125 here. Goes to Crowley, once again, a little bit of a different WNBA combination there. 5 and a 125, 5 and a 125 on that 6-pick flex that I just shared. 5 and a 125 for Chris here. Accolade with 20 into 500 with the same exact combination. We had BMW Trey cashing in for 135, it looks like. Kenshiro Powell with the 2X. This was our other ticket, man. We played, so I sent in 2 Prizepicks tickets yesterday. We really could have had a perfect day, honestly. We got really screwed over in the MLB, man. Shota Imanaga got pulled because of a random pocket of rain that popped over Chicago. So he didn't come back into that game. And then Jack Flaherty got hurt and exited the game. He would have easily cleared. So it sucked, but we still cashed in on the WNBA, luckily, man. And then Ed the Fred with a nice 55 into 1375. Myself already pulled that up on the screen in my account, but you can see 400 into 10,000 in those same picks. And the list goes on here. Goes to Crowley cashing in with a bunch of CS2 action as well. So I'd love to have you hop in over there, guys. Once again, man, the picks went really well yesterday, and they could have gone even better here. Like, this was the other 6-pick flex that I discussed there that I had sent in for the MLB. Like, the Shota being exited early really stunk, and then Jack Flaherty got out of the game with like 60 pitches because he got hurt. You just can't control that stuff. So you just move along and control what you can control. But let's get into the breakdown here today, guys. Once again, that's on Patreon. If you want to hop in the Discord, you should already be in there. If you've been following my content and you haven't hopped in the VIP and you're someone that's playing Prizepicks every single day, guys, just get it, man. It's $1.66 a day. It's a no-brainer. You're going to be making a lot more in there. I can promise you, like, I know how much work has gone into this. It's ridiculous. If I had access to the amount of information and resources that I know go into this package for $49.99 a month, I would purchase it without even blinking an eye. I would purchase this for a lot more money than that, but my goal is to provide as much value as I can for free, and the VIP is the next level up. There's going to be a cost associated. I want it to be as low of a cost as possible, as I want as many people in there. I want to help as many people, but I got to get compensated for my time, and I got to get compensated for all of the money that goes into it, because there's thousands of dollars of software that goes into it on my end to make all this happen. So that would be why there's a cost associated. Class, this business is business. That's just kind of common sense. But hey, man, just got to explain. Let's get into the breakdown. 6 picks here for you. First 6-pick flex, we got all fantasy scores, so everyone should be able to tail on the channel today. We'll go pick by pick. We'll go game by game, as we always do. If you enjoy the content, it would be greatly appreciated if you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content that I upload. If you're a new user to Prizepicks and you haven't signed up, use the promo code KJKDFS. They're going to match you up to $100. I'll have that link below in the description along with all my other links. Just go to the pinned comment and the description of this video to see all my links and all of the offers you can get with my referral link. So let's get into it, guys. We only got 2 games tonight, but like I said, I got a really solid 6-pick flex that I feel pretty strong about here. First game is going to be this Las Vegas Aces Dallas Wings game. We'll start things off with the Aces side. They're expected to continue to be without Chelsea Gray in this one. She is unlikely to play, doubtful. Tiffany Hayes is expected to be in. Kirsten Bell, we're looking at a questionable tag. The first lady we're going to discuss is going to be A'ja Wilson. She's one of the top usage players in the entire WNBA. She is very good at basketball. She's going to play lots of minutes. The Aces have a very solidified rotation, so it's very predictable. We know A'ja Wilson's going to be out there, in the mid to upper 30s in competitive games. And this one's not expected to get away too bad. It's an 8-point spread, which isn't bad at all when you're factoring in the Wings dealing with some injuries. 169.5 over under. So this game is expected to put up some points, and for good reason, because the Las Vegas Aces are the #1 pace team in the entire WNBA with a 99.2 pace metric. So these are all fantastic things for us, right? We're going to have a fast-paced game. We know that A'ja Wilson's going to be in there for a high allotment of minutes. She's high usage. It's a pretty good matchup for her as well. They just haven't been doing the greatest of job of slowing down opposing bigs. Wilson's going to be played on low. She can really do it all, though. I mean, look at the game logs, guys. 28 points, 3 assists, 4 blocks, and 1 steal. You'll hear me talk about this. Like, I'm going to sound like a broken record throughout the WNBA, but the WNBA is a sport where, like, there's just so much block and steal upside for some of these ladies. I guess the turnover numbers are just up in the league. It's just kind of how it is. And if you can capitalize and target someone that can rack up a lot of blocks and steals, it is going to be very smart for you. And A'ja Wilson is going to be one of the top steals and blocks ladies in the entire WNBA. As a matter of fact, when it comes to the block percentage, she comes in as the 4th best in the entire WNBA. Percentage of opponent field goals blocked as far as 2-point shots. You can see she's rocking a 7.8% metric for that, trailing only Ezi Magbagor, Natasha Mack, and Cameron Brink on the season. So Wilson can do it all. She's got a lot of block and steal upside. She's in a good matchup in an up-tempo game. We talked about the pace and the total in this game. These are all going to be good things for her to hit her over. And all my projections factor this in, guys. Like I said, I talk about all that software and stuff that goes in my VIP, all the money and data sets, right? I mean, Dallas has given up over 7 field goals per game. I just talked about her production. I've got her going out there and getting in the mid to upper 50s. So, essentially she's putting up 55.4 over her last 5. That's right about where I've got her. I think she goes out there and puts up like 56, 57 in this matchup. So, obviously, I want to be targeting her over here today. All right, so that'll be pick number 1. Pick numbers 2, 3, and 4 are actually going to all come from this Dallas team. And the big reason is they're dealing with a ton of injuries right now, guys, and it has really made their rotation become like extremely solidified. Like, they are shorthanded, and they're shorthanded with some heavy usage players. No Setu Sabali, no Natasha Howard. 2 of the top players on their roster. You got Wnba, and then those 2. Those are really the stars of this team. 2 of them are out. So, 2 of the big 3 are out. It's going to be a really big deal. And when you look at the minutes in this rotation over the last few games with them out, Maddie Siegrist, Monique Billings, and Arike Wnba are playing till the wheels fall off here. So my projections have them going over by a pretty sizable margin on their fantasy scores here tonight. And I think it's pretty clear why. Like, the projections are factoring in the minutes increase, right? I mean, these are ladies that were playing like 20, 25 minutes per game. Like, Siegrist was only playing 18, 19 minutes to start the season out. Natasha Howard only played in that first game where she played 36 minutes. Siegrist was only playing 18. She's now up to 37 minutes last time out. 34 the time prior, right? So this would not be her typical role if they weren't dealing with injuries, but they are dealing with injuries, which is going to open up a ton of usage and a ton of volume for these ladies. So Wnba is going to be the first one. She's already a heavy usage player as is. I mean, you look at the projected minutes here tonight that I've got for these ladies, 37, 36, and 35. So we can just kind of look at their game logs. I think you get the point. The minutes are way up, but like, they're going to have to do everything. They're on the court for so many minutes as well. Minutes equals opportunity when it comes to basketball, NBA, WNBA, all the same. You need the players to be on the floor if you're targeting overs, right? Like, we want them out there as long as possible, obviously. Wnba last time, 6 assists, 6 rebounds, 21 points. She had 10 turnovers, and she still cleared her prop, which is absolutely insane. For those of you that are not familiar with the Prizepicks fantasy scoring format, You get 1 point for every point, 1.2 for every rebound, 1.5 for every assist, and 3 points for those blocks and steals. So she literally had -10 on the turnovers, and she still went over, which is really promising because I don't think she's going to be turning the ball over 10 times every single game, right? So clearly her upside is just way higher than this 40.5. Once again, I do have it projected over. That's all factored into the projections, right? So she's going to be the first we'll talk about. Siegrist hasn't cleared the last few times out. She's been a little bit too scoring reliant if you look at the game logs. But once again, the minutes are just so massive. My projections are factoring all this in. I mean, she played 37 and 34 minutes. You can see 12 points, 17 points. I got in some foul trouble in that game against Connecticut on the 31st. She had 5 fouls, so that's obviously factored in as well. She just hasn't quite got it done with like the rebounds and the assists or the blocks and steals. And she's due for some positive regression, you know, in my opinion. When you're playing 37 minutes, like naturally, you're probably going to get a block or steal just from you're out there for so long. So she's been coming up just short. Once again, the projections that I'm discussing are all factoring all of this stuff in. You know, the minutes increase, the usage increase. Like, if we just kind of pull up Siegrist trends, once again, she's playing 35.2 minutes over the last 3 games, which over her last 35 games, she's been on the team for a while. It's a new roster this year. You got to factor that in, of course, as well. But she's only playing like 12 minutes. We talked about that first game when Howard was healthy. She very clearly was not playing this allotment of minutes. She was playing like 18 minutes. So you get the point. And then Monique Billings is one that you could just pull up the last 5 game logs. And for those of you that like looking at these last 5 charts, are going to be very happy with her. They're all green. You know, it looks real pretty. But the underlying metrics and the statistics that are going into it on the back end, I just discussed. It's just they're dealing with so many injuries. That's why you're seeing this massive increased production from her. And it doesn't look like they've adjusted her fantasy score nearly enough on Prizepicks. I don't quite know what they're doing, but you know, I've got her going out there and putting up right where she's been doing, upwards of like 30 fantasy points. So 15 rebounds, 3 assists, 19 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 points, 12 rebounds, 4 assists, 18 points. 3 assists, the 4 blocks here, the 3 blocks here. So she's just been stuffing the stat sheet when she's out there. She's been rebounding the ball fantastically. The blocks and steals obviously are going to contribute as well. But minutes equals opportunity, right, guys? So those 3 ladies are just being crammed in the rotation because they're forced to be right now. The wings are shorthanded, so hopefully that all makes sense. It's important to know all the underlying metrics, like if you know, Natasha Howard and Seitu Sabali were coming back in this game. And the people that are logging into Prizepicks and just pulling up the last 5 game logs see all green. You know, Monique Billings would not be a good play because she's not going to be playing those huge minutes and getting all that usage that she's been getting, okay? So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the last 2, I like this as a final 2 here because we got some positive correlation. Minnesota taking on the Sparks. The Sparks have been really tough on opposing bigs. They did acquire the young rookie in Cameron Brink, who was a fantastic defender in college that has transferred over. They've got Jackson down low as well. And I have 2 different projections here. One on Afisa Collier. She's the top player on the entire Minnesota Lynx squad. I expect her to see a lot of defensive attention for that reason. Her usage is going to be through the roof. She's one of the top scorers in the WNBA. But like I just said, with the Brink defense and with the defensive attention, I actually do have her going under here tonight. She's going to play in the mid to upper 30s. You can see 35, 30, 34, 37 minutes respectively. She put up 24 points, 4 assists, 14 rebounds time prior, 14 points, 11 rebounds, 2 assists times prior, 1 block, 1 steal. So she can really do it all, but this is going to be a tough matchup, as I discussed. The Sparks, as far as how they've been doing against opposing, Nafisa Collier plays at the forward 1. They're only allowing 32.6 fantasy points per game. They're only giving up 6.7 rebounds, only 5.5 field goals per game, right? So that's obviously all factored in here to the projections. A 7.5 point spread, 158 over under in this game. So it's a much lower total than what we discussed in this first game with the Aces with the 169.5. Not quite that top pace that the Aces and the Wings display that we discussed. The Connecticut Sun and the Minnesota Lynx are the bottom 2 pace teams in the league. The Minnesota Lynx are the second slowest pace team in the league. So being that she plays in their team, obviously, not going to be quite as fast of a pace game here. And then, like I said, it's really the matchup thing. So I'm banking on them doubling Collier, putting a lot of attention on her. And I do have her projected under here. I mean, her fantasy score is very high for a good reason. She's at 46.5. You can see she's cleared this in 2 of the last 5. She's been going under this as is. And last time she played against Dallas, who we just discussed is a big pace-up team. So this time, not quite as much. It is a tougher matchup. She's putting up 45.3 over the last 5. I do have her getting in the lower 40s here tonight. So, these projections are always going to be really accurate on Prizepicks. So obviously going to be close. There's going to be a slight edge in the over or the under. I've got her more so coming in, getting like 42 fantasy points. So it's not a huge difference. In a perfect world, Prizepicks would just be bad at setting these lines, and we would have her projected for like 20. It's not really how it works. The edge, the projections are going to be, 4 or 5 points off if it's really a lot of edge oftentimes, and even less sometimes. So I've got her really realistically 43, 44 is where I've got her. So it's like 3, 2, 3 off. So just keep that in mind. It's kind of how this works. They're very good at setting these lines. And then lastly, Alana Smith. I really like targeting her fantasy score. She has not gone over in 4 of the last 5. I was harping on her in my last WNBA video that I was able to get out. And I was just describing how many blocks and steals she gets. She's been in the WNBA for quite some time, but the role has been massively shifted on Minnesota this year. I talked about this in the last video for someone that tunes into my content a lot. She's trailing just Asia Wilson in the block category with a 5.6% block metric on 2-point field goals attempted, right, by opponents. So the blocks are there and the steals are there, and she can do it in a lot of other ways. I think the defensive attention is going to be on Collier. As I said, if it is, the Lynx are going to need someone to step up here. And I also like that there's 2 bigs here. I've got her projected over. I've got Collier projected under. If Alana Smith is stealing all those rebounds and really producing at a high rate, it's going to take away the production for Collier. Projected minutes for these 2 ladies, we're looking at 34 for Collier, around 29 for Alana Smith. So I do think there's some positive correlation here. I've got it projected over. All this stuff's factored in. 2 blocks, 2 steals, 2 steals, 1 block, 2 blocks, 2 steals. Like every single game, she's getting blocks and steals. And she just hasn't quite gotten the points, the rebounds, and the assists going the last few times out. But you can go back to her last game against Atlanta where she actually got up into the 30s and had a productive game. 17 points, 2 steals, 5 assists, 4 rebounds. That's really what she can do. And you want to attack at the right time, and her fantasy scores come all the way down to 24.5. She was up into the 30s, I believe, in maybe one of the last videos I produced. So she's come down. Her upside is much higher than this. I've got her in the upper 20s from a base projection. She could literally go out there and put up like 50 fantasy points. That's her upside. So she put up that 33.3 number against Atlanta. I think she can get back on track here, and the Sparks haven't been nearly as good guarding where she comes in. Against the center position, they're giving up 31.1 fantasy points per game, over 4 field goals, over 7 rebounds. Last time she played the same team, she put up 36 fantasy points. So it's going to be a much better matchup here for Alana Smith than some of these previous ones she's had. And she will be my 6th and final. So I've already locked this in. I've already sent it into the VIP. Once again, guys, this is what we are rocking with. As you can see, I am backing the plays. I'm never going to share with you guys plays that I am not backing myself. You're never going to see that on this channel out of me. Always backing the plays. I'm playing them myself. I'm sending them over to the VIP. If you'd like to get access, guys, I'd love to have you join today. Get over there as soon as you can. Like I pulled up those. It's all legit, guys. They're sent in right away. So I've only sent in this one so far, so I feel comfortable. I'm not leaking any other plays that my members are paying for. It's a 1-unit play here. And then yesterday, you can see I said I sent in 2 tickets. You saw the results. So this was sent in yesterday at 10:24 a.m. Eastern time to my members. As soon as I placed it, you're notified right away. It's all, obviously, I'm placing it myself. So I placed, if you look at my account here, 10:23 a.m. Eastern time, right? Go on over to the Discord. It was sent at 10:24 a.m. Eastern time. So I'm placing, sending over. There's a bunch of different resources in here for you to learn. And the other ticket that we didn't sweep on, right? Same thing. Sent it in right away. This was it. It's a 1-unit play. Going over to my account. I'm placing it myself. So you get access to every single one of my tickets as soon as I place them. I don't know what's confusing about that. I get questioned all the time. Do we get all the plays? How many plays do you send in? I don't have a set number. It's based on the value. Yesterday I had 2 tickets. Some days I might have 7 if there's more games and more value, all right? So hop on over there as soon as you can. Hopefully this helps you out, this free video here today. Hopefully you enjoyed the content. If you did, would be greatly appreciated. If you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content that I upload. It is free. It takes 2 seconds to do. It does really help me out, and I'll be helping you guys out with these videos for free as much as possible. Like I said, I've been traveling, so hopefully content's going to become a little bit more consistent for you guys on the free end. But it never stops over in the VIP, so join over there. Thank you for tuning in. Wishing you all the best of luck on your Prizepicks WNBA player props tonight, and we will see you in the next one.